The design of the building's actually had a long history. In a good part of 3 years since the competition stages, we've actually evolved from an initial design, which was a very simple gesture of almost these gull wing silhouettes, which actually had a reference to what was the coming together of all nations in one common space, which is preserved through the evolution of this project over the last few years. There have been changes within the project over time, but its principle has still remained intact, which was mandated by NATO itself, in keeping that reference of this very signature silhouette. Some of the design features in the building are referencing through sustainability in balance with mere performance, and a project of this nature has a great deal of constraints because of the nature of it still needing to perform almost like a bunker. This building tried to really break the norm of what is perceived as a government service bunker-like building by making it look very glassy and give the illusion of it being almost like a world-class floor-ceiling type glass building, when in reality it contains the performance that it needed to preserve, but give that perception of it being very inviting and very receptive to the public. The wall on this building, because of it being a specific performing wall, both with climate and obviously the constraints of anti-terrorism and potential blast, had to be done in a still within a very restricted budget. Our concept design team, us being SOM and our partner firms, have been very much on top of our global ceiling budget or overall construction cost. The brief, naturally, with the scale of the project, has reshaped itself or changed over time, hence obviously affecting the global ceiling budget with time. But overall, we've been very much diligent on keeping within the global ceiling budget over the criteria that we have been given over time. The sustainability aspects within this project have always been a driving factor within what we do, not only in terms of its massing, but it's a project that relates not only to site, but more importantly also to climate. We wanted to deal with systems that were actually quite passive, sustainable principles that are already been proven over time, but we are very confident that work well. Basic things such as water retention system, using gray water, circulating gray water within the building in order to alleviate use of natural water in certain areas, alongside with high performance wall system for the exterior wall on problem faces of the building. Over the years, there have been a lot of changes, and some of the design changes that have taken place have centered around change of criteria that have obviously naturally made the building evolve into what we think is a better building, not only from a sustainable standpoint, but also how these spaces, these grand spaces that occur in the building, look. And what we've been very closely working with is how the costing of this building has met this criteria, and more importantly, been able to stay within the global ceiling budget. And GLEEDS has been a big part of that with us and how we've revisited these things over time.